it's not the perfect sighting of this animal, but it's a sighting nonetheless. And this is a black rhino, if you can make out in the long grass, but every now and then he lifts his head up and you'll be able to see the horns of the rhinoceros. So there we go. And once again, it's becoming evident to me that these rhino here are quite adept at grazing, not being browsers. Remember, this is one of the big five. A white rhino is not theoretically one of the big five. It is quite convenient just to say rhino, but the big five was actually named after the 5 most dangerous animals to hunters, and that being the buffalo, the black rhino, the elephant, the lion, and the leopard. So white rhino are not considered to be dangerous enough to be one of the big five, but it is quite fashionable just to say that we have big five on our game reserve, but we only have white rhino, and only the people in the know will know. R. Laura Moore, thanks very much for your comment saying that this is a beautiful scene. It is absolutely stunning. And as we did see a nice little close-up when that rhino flicked his ear, we could see that there were some notches in it, and that would have been done by the researchers and the anti-poaching team so that they can clearly identify this animal. And hopefully there you can see it was just very quick, but triangles cut out of the ears, and then they used that. I've forgotten the actual way that they use those shapes to a number, and then this animal will not be given a name, but a number, and each animal will have different ear notchings and the corresponding numbers that will then be identifiable for the specific individuals. And they can very often also then microchip the horn, which then they can also follow the movements of that horn, but generally it's got a barcode, so they can check it here, and at any point, if it is found not on the animal, they can barcode it again, and then they would be able to see where that horn came from. A little bit expensive for them to be able to put satellite trackers and things like that in all the horns. I know there has been 1 or 2 put around, and it's mostly on private properties and private animals that the owners do that with their animals, and then they can permanently track them. But yeah, the funding for the majority of rhino is not there for everyone to be permanently tracked. Now, Philip, you're wondering if black rhino are the ones with the square or pointed lip or jaw. Black rhino are the ones with the hooked lipped. So they've got a prehensile lip, and it almost like an elephant's trunk, the tip of an elephant's trunk, and that enables them to be able to browse. So black rhino are typically browsers. Having said that, here it looks like they're just grazing because of the value of the grass that they have here and the nutritional value. But traditionally, black rhino are browsers with the hook-lipped mouth, and the white rhino, the square lip or the veit lip. That's where it came from. That's why we then termed them as white rhino, and the other one was just a contrast to call it a black rhino. But it's nothing to do with the color, the naming of these animals, and it is probably better to use the square-lipped versus the hook-lipped rhino. Now, it's always wonderful to be watching such a rare animal and an animal that is in the big five, and we will be sending you now back down to South Africa with Noelle, who I know has got another one of the big five and one of my favourite animals. Let's go off to her.